Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lily. I am so happy that you are here with me today. In today's video, I am going to show you how to make beautiful springtime bunny themed little house envelope pockets. They are so stinking cute. I'm going to show you all of the steps, and I'm going to show you a couple others that I've already made off camera in just a second. But right now I've got a PSA for you. If you would like to see or watch this video in Spanish, oh my gosh, I'm going to have it linked right here. Okay, you guys, last year I mentioned that I wanted to try out new things in 2024, and Spanish language video content is one of those things. And so this will be my very first video that I do in Spanish. The one that I made 8 years ago, that was about 60 seconds long, that one doesn't count. This is a full video just like this one today in Spanish. So if you want to go see that one, go ahead, click on that link up here, or also I'll have it for you down below. And it's going to be the same video. I am attempting to do this one in English. Well, I've already done it, so there's no attempt here. So my goal is to create content in English and then also do it in Spanish. It has been requested over the past several months, and it's something that I've been wanting to do anyway, and so I sure hope you enjoy that. But I'm going to keep them separate, okay? All right. In today's video, we are going to work on springtime bunny themed envelope houses, and it is so stinking cute. I've made a few off camera, and so I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse as to what they look like, and then once I flip the camera over, I will show you in full detail what they look like. The 4 that I've made off camera, but look at how cute. I have used napkin, rubber stamps, scraps of paper, just all kinds of goodies that I have in my stash. And then here is another one. All 4 I'll show you in just a second. But you've been requesting springtime and bunny themed little house envelope pockets, so here they are just for you. I wish I would have had these ready before Easter, but remember, I was on vacation for a couple months, but it is never too late to create bunny themed anything, all right? So are you guys ready to get started? Let's go!
I am so excited to share these with you. They turned out so beautiful, these springtime and bunny themed little house envelope pockets. These have been on my to-do list for quite some time. I have made so many different themed little house envelope pockets, and springtime and bunny themed and also Easter themed. This is something I've been wanting to work on for a while. And I wasn't able to get these out before Easter, especially because I was on vacation for a couple of months. This is something I should have worked on, maybe even late 2023 to get these out on time. But nonetheless, here they are. They are springtime, and it's never too late to work on springtime projects. The bunny themed, I think that being the focal point, is what I am most happy with. And I'll show you all of the supplies that I used to put these together. I used napkins, I used acrylic stamps, Dollar Tree stickers, scraps of paper, also number 10 size envelopes, and I will go through all of the supplies in just a moment. But right now, I'd like to show you all of the details of the ones that I have already pre-made off camera. And it did take me a couple weeks to put these together. When I came back from my vacation, I kind of struggled a little bit with inspiration, and I started to work on these, and then I set them aside because I just wasn't feeling like I was trying to get that mojo back. And I'd play around with paper, and then I also, on the side, I started doodling, and I started watercoloring, and I started doing a ton of other things to get those creative juices flowing. And then once I was able to gather more springtime supplies, I decided to get going and then the inspiration just started flowing, and I was able to create these cute little bunny themed little house pockets, and I just love these so much. I'm showing you, I use two different types of envelopes. So these are the junk mail envelopes that I get in the mail, and I save these, and I've made a couple. I've started on a couple. This is the base of the little house envelope pocket. If you don't have junk mail envelopes, I also use just standard number 10 business envelopes. And I pick these up at thrift stores, and I also pick these up at discount stores such as the Dollar Tree. And so I'm going to show you how I put it together, how I create the base of this with a plain number 10 envelope. If you are going to use a junk mail envelope, those are usually already sealed. Otherwise, you'll take your number 10 envelope like this one, and you are going to seal it. So I'm just going to use a little bit of glue just to seal the envelope. And then once that is sealed, I'm going to make an opening on one of the ends of the envelope to make a pocket, because after all, that's what these are. These are going to be little pockets for you to be able to use these in your junk journals as a floating pocket, or in your planners, or in your diaries, whatever it is that however it is that you want to use these. These are so versatile. You can also use these as gifts. So you can see the sliver that I cut from one of the ends, and that is to create that long pocket. I'm bringing in one of the ones that I've already cut down, so you can kind of have a visual as to the direction that we are going in. The flap or the roof of the envelope, I am going to fold over anywhere between 2 and 3 inches. It's kind of up to you. I typically do about 2.5 inches. I think that is the perfect size of the roof. But it all depends on you. You can see these two envelopes are slightly different in size. And so, but just gauge it between 2 and 3 inches and you can't go wrong. I'm now going to cut both sides of that roof flap. And I'm going to go 1/2 inch past the crease line. And that's what I'm pointing out right here. And you see that gap right there? That just makes it really easy to insert things into the pocket. For example, if you were to place a tag in there, you'd easily be able to reach in for the tag to remove it from the pocket. So I am marking 1/2 inch past the crease line, and I don't usually mark. Because I make these so often, I kind of eyeball 1/2 inch, but for visual purposes, I'm going to mark it for you because it does make it easy and you know exactly where to stop that cut line. So now that I've cut down the sides of that roof flap, and you can see I'm showing you here how it's cut down, and now I'll take one of the finished ones to show you that little gap between the pocket and the crease line, making it super easy to place things and to remove things from the pocket. So now that I have cut the sides, I am going to gently pull the flap to the left-hand side, and it's going to catch at both ends of those cut lines. And I'm going to level at the top and at the bottom to make sure that that flap is even on both sides. And then I'm going to crease it. I'm going to press it down. And that's what makes my pocket. And I'm going to cut the excess. I'm leaving that 1/2 inch little paper there, that flap, to add some, oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. I'm leaving it there to make that pocket more durable and adding more reinforcement. That's the only reason I'm doing that. Now I am going to cover it with scrap paper, and I'm also going to add washi tape. But sometimes I don't know the direction I'm going to go in. I may not use washi. I may not use scrap paper. But just to play it safe, I'm leaving it there for reinforcement. I went through my scraps of paper to gather papers that I thought were in springtime hues. And these are all leftover offcuts from scrapbooking papers that I've used. And then I'm also going to use these beautiful bunny themed napkins. You guys, I'm going to give you my secret where I find my napkins. The best napkins are at places like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and also Marshalls. They have the best seasonal napkins I have found. And if you wait until after the season, you can get them on clearance. But they are just so cute. And so I'll pick them up when they are in season because you get so much more variety. And this is the stamp set that I'm going to use. It is a new to me stamp set by Iron Orchid Designs, also known as IOD. And these are typically meant for home decor so that they can be used for on fabric, on walls, on furniture, things like that. But I love these stamps. You get so many stamps for your money. Like they are worth every cent. And this one called Portobello Road came with 2 sheets of the polymer stamps. Polymer, that's what they are. They're not acrylic, they're polymer. And I love this one because it has all of these great windows and doors, plus all of the other stamps, the lamppost, the bicycle, the brick, and then that other set had so many other designs. This is one of my favorite sets. I purchased this from Jamie Ray Vintage. Jamie Ray has a YouTube presence, and I will link her channel in the description area below. And in the comments section, I will link directly to her shop if you are interested in that particular stamp set. And I'm also showing you some of the washi tapes that I've set aside. These are Amity Bloom washi tapes. I will also link her channel down below. And these are the ones that I'm going to use. And then I keep my washi tapes on that washi ring. I do have an Amazon affiliate link that will direct you to a lot of the supplies that I use in this project. If you don't have the Amity Bloom washi tapes, gather your floral washi tapes in springtime hues. And I also showed you that I have some of those set aside as well. And so in order for me to get the creative juices flowing, because I was away for almost 8 weeks, I didn't do any crafting whatsoever. So I came back and I was just kind of stumped for creativity. And so going through my supplies and pulling out, the springtime scraps and floral washes, and then just having them on my desktop, not really working on them for a few days because I didn't know what I was going to do, you guys. I knew I wanted to work on springtime little house envelope pockets, but I didn't know what the end result was going to be. So I gathered my supplies, put them on my table, and just kind of stared at them a little bit every day. And after I started paper piecing and doing a collage with all of the little scraps, I kind of, then I started to see it all come together. So right now I'm just collaging with the scrap pieces of paper, and instead of cutting the excess, I'm folding it over first and then cutting it. As you've seen me work on these in the past, I don't do too much on the backs of these pockets. I tend to leave them blank because they do serve as floating pockets in the junk journals. I don't worry too much about the back. And also the back I leave so that you can journal on the back because I do use these in my junk journals. Great space to journal and add sentiments on the back of the pocket. I've lined the inside of the pocket with a scrap piece of thin scrapbooking paper. And I only need to cover the inside flap. So a piece that is maybe, 3, 4, 5 inches, will work perfectly. You don't have to line the entire length of the pocket because it's not visible. If I had a window in the envelope, well, of course, I would line the full length of the envelope. I have a lot more videos where I show you these, and I go slower in other videos. I will have that playlist. I actually have two playlists of altered envelopes and little house envelope pockets. I will have that linked down below and up above as well. So you could see the variety and the array and all the different themed little house envelope pockets that I have been making the past couple years. Now it's time to add some scrap paper to the outside roof of the envelope pocket. And instead of using a trimmer to cut it down, I'm just going to kind of layer the two together, the envelope and the piece of paper, and I'm just going to trim the excess. Now notice how on this top side, my paper goes beyond the crease line of the roof. By doing this, it makes it for a nice, cleaner edge, especially when you fold it. It kind of reinforces that top crease and it makes it for a more finished look. So cut your paper maybe 1 or 2 inches past the crease line, and you'll see what I mean once I fold it. That roof line, that top fold, is just going to look much cleaner and more polished. And now I'm taking my little scraper tool and just smoothing everything out. And now I'm going to go back to where that crease is, and I'm going to make the fold, use my scraper, and call it a deal. And this is how I collage the envelope pocket. And what I usually do when I work like in assembly line formation or production, I collage all of my envelopes at once, and then I go back and I add all of the detail to it. So I'll make a few of these first, and then the fun part is when you begin to add all of the detail using the embellishments that I have. So your embellishments are going to vary. So use what you have. Go through your stash of washi and your stickers. And if you have napkins, use napkins. If you have bunny stickers, rub-on transfers, use what you have. If you don't have bunnies, maybe you have other things that you can use as focal points. So now I've taken some of the Amity Bloom washi tape to reinforce and to also add more of a decorative element to the front of the pocket. In hindsight, I should have kept the washi tape a little bit longer so I can use, so I can completely use it that full length on the back. But I finished it off by cutting another little piece. What this does right here with the washi tape, by folding it over, remember we did those cut lines on the side. And if you're going to insert things and out of the pocket, it may tear those sides. So using the washi tape secures the side so that it prevents it from tearing. These are the other pockets that I've already made off camera. And as I mentioned, I make a lot of these first before I add the finishing touches. This one is still in the works. Then I had a bunch of leftover washi tape, so I just collaged them on the back of the pocket. So these are not quite finished, but they are ready for me to add those finishing touches. We're going to work on this one. And now I'm going to grab my napkin. I'm going to show you how I use napkins and to decoupage on the front of the envelope. Now notice there are 3 layers of napkin. Before I take those layers apart, I'm going to cut around the bunny. And this way, the napkin is a lot more sturdier and a lot easier to cut by having those layers. There are 2 bunnies back to back. I made sure that the bunnies are lined up. If I would have left all 4 layers of the bunnies together, 2 of them were facing the opposite direction. So I just cut down to the 2 layers. cutting around the image, and now I've cut 2 bunnies at the same time facing the exact same direction. It is a 3-ply napkin. So I'm going to show you how I remove the other 2 plies or the other 2 layers. I took a little bit of washi tape and I'm peeling the first layer, and now I'm going back and I'm going to peel the second layer by placing some very low tack tape. Washi tape is perfect for this. And now I'm left with a very thin layer of that bunny image. And I'm going to show you again how I do it. And if you buy these in the package, make sure you pay close attention to how many layers there are. So it'll usually tell you on the packaging itself if it's a 2-ply or a 3-ply. This way you know exactly how many layers you're going to tear apart. And you have to do this very carefully, very gently, because napkin is very thin and you don't want to be too aggressive with it because it will tear. So be extra gentle when removing the back layers. I'm going to set those aside for just a moment, and I grabbed archival ink. This is waterproof ink. The reason I'm using this type of ink is because I'm going to use Mod Podge when I decoupage the bunny napkin over the stamped image, and I want to make sure that that ink is not going to smudge. So archival ink or any type of waterproof ink that you have will work best, especially if you are going to be stamping in an image, a window, a door onto the front of your little house. Your little house. And now I'm going to use distress ink, and I'm going to use this in areas that I know I'm not going to use the decoupage medium or the decoupage glue. And this is also part of the stamp. I was going to put it there on that lower right-hand corner, but I decided not to because I'm using decoupage in that area. So no decoupage medium in that lower section. This is such a great little bricklayer stamp, so it just adds more detail to that little house, kind of giving it a little springtime cottage look, and I really like that. I just showed you the Mod Podge that I'm using. I have a 64 fluid ounce tub of that stuff. You guys, I've had that tub since late 2019, and it's lasted that long, like 5 years. And then I poured into a bottle so that it's just easier to work with. And now I'm kind of looking to see where I'm going to add the Mod Podge glue. You can use any type of decoupage medium. You can also use white glue if you don't have like the Mod Podge. White glue or any white glue. Yeah, any white glue works great. I'm using a Tim Holtz Distress brush to gently wipe the Mod Podge medium over the envelope and only in the area where I'm going to place the bunny. Do this very gently because once you place it onto the glue, you really can't move it. You risk tearing it if you move it. And then with your brush, very gently go over it. You can use any type of brush, but because I have this distress brush, I am using it. And very gently, with a lot of care, I am just brushing it over to make sure it is fully adhered onto the Mod Podge. This is a matte medium, so when it dries, it will be barely visible. It is not a gloss. It won't dry to a gloss. And I'm just cutting the excess of the bunny napkin, and look at how cute that looks. And I'm going to set it aside for a moment while that dries. And I'm going to show you how you can also do decoupage if you don't have the Mod Podge medium. So I'm going to work on a second one. Again, I'm going to ink up my window stamp. And I didn't show you in this process, but when I stamped it and I removed it, it didn't fully stamp, and so it took me 2 or 3 times positioning the stamp to make sure all of the ink transferred. And so it's great to use these polymer stamps on a glass block or an acrylic block, because you can actually position it to make sure you can re-ink the areas that missed a spot. So now I'm taking a glue stick and going over the glue in the area where I'm going to place the napkin. So you can either use the decoupage medium or you can use a glue stick. This is a glue stick I picked up at Dollar Tree. It's usually white, you guys, but I had the Scotch purple stick and I combined the two. I'm going to show you in a future video my my hack to use up every single bit of glue that's at the bottom of your glue stick. And yeah, I know it's kind of tacky, but I don't let any glue go to waste. That's why there's purple glue into my Dollar Tree glue. I'll show you that in a future video. So there you go. You have two options, Mod Podge or glue stick. And they both turn out so beautiful, so beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to grab some floral stickers, and these are stickers that I picked up at Dollar Tree a while back. I talked about how I spent $100 on stickers at the Dollar Tree. This is part of that haul. And I love these florals. You can also find dimensional floral stickers at other craft stores. But these were at Dollar Tree. And so because I knew I would eventually use these, I picked up a whole bunch of them. And now I'm going to decorate. I love the dimension that these flowers create. It adds a lot more visual interest to the project. They are so pretty and they are the perfect hue. They are springtime florals and they look great on these springtime little house pockets. And then these tiny ones I've added to the little bunnies to kind of give them a little floral flair on their little crown. And now I'm going to take one of the larger florals to use as a chimney in quotation marks. These are whimsical flowers, you guys. And so use your imagination. I'm not going to use an actual chimney to place on the roof, but I'm going to use a large floral to give it the look as if it were. So it's taking the place of a chimney. A nice little springtime cottage, bunny themed. These are so, so cute. I love these so much. And I love placing these over the window. Look at all of that great dimension. And now I'm going to take one and I'm going to place it over the bunny so it'll look like the bunny is in, the background. Again, adding more dimension to the little house. I decided not to do a door on the front and only the window to give it another look, but you get the idea. It is still a little house envelope pocket. And now I'm going to add some of these, oh my gosh, some of these quotes from Tim Holtz. I do have these in my Amazon storefront. It is an affiliate link, and I have all of that information in the description area below. I love these quote chips by Tim Holtz. And I have been using these specifically for the roof of my little houses. Like I haven't used these for anything other than that. And the sentiments on these quote chips are just perfect for these little houses. Also the size. And I love the oval ones the best. So just attaching them, I had to make sure that they didn't have a sticker back, and I don't think they do. I tried. And so I'm just adding glue and then adhering them. And you can use these so many different ways, but they are just perfect for my little houses. This is the best part, the part where you get to go through all of your cute embellishments and add them to these cute little pockets. I'm going to add some trim to the roof line, to that little edge, to kind of give it a cute little eave. This is trim that I have also picked up at the Dollar Tree. And sometimes I'll make my own trim, like out of paper. I'll cut like a scallop design. I've also used pom-pom trim and then other ribbons. Even washi tape works well. But by finishing off that edge, it just makes it look so much cuter. And I'm using the fabric tack to adhere the trim to that roof line. So stinking cute, you guys. So stinking cute. Let me know if you have been working on these. I know that a lot of you have, and I appreciate you sending me pictures of things that you have worked on. I will have my Instagram handle in the description area below. So if you would like to send me what you have created, please feel free to do so. And I'm also, if you tag me on Instagram, I'm happy. Well, it makes me super happy, but I also love sharing what you send me and what you tag me to on my Instagram stories. And now these are ready to be used. You can use it to insert treats, a tag, a gift card, or you can use it as a floating pocket in your junk journals or your planners, and you can keep memories, pictures, anything you want. But these make great gifts as well, and you can use them in lieu of a traditional greeting card. So don't go away. I'm going to talk a little bit more about these in just a second. So hang tight. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. I sure hope you enjoyed the making of these little springtime bunny themed little house envelope pockets. Let me know what you think down below. I appreciate you guys being here. And don't forget, I also have this video in Spanish. If you want to go take a peek, I have it linked down below. Let me know what you think. It's something new. I will continue to do this. I will keep them independent of each other, but because I've had so many requests to also do Spanish content videos, I thought I would give it a try. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.